Bradley Walsh has always been known for his warm smile, quick wit, and that unmistakable sparkle he brings to television screens across the world. But this time, the smile came a little slower, the words landed a little heavier, and the moment felt different. When Bradley finally spoke about the recent emotional news involving his longtime colleague Shaun Wallace, viewers instantly felt it wasn't just another headline, it was something personal, something real. For years, Bradley and Shaun have shared a bond that goes far beyond studio lights and quiz questions. What audiences see on screen is chemistry, humor, and playful rivalry. What they don't always see is the deep respect, quiet support, and almost brother-like connection that has grown behind the scenes. And when news surfaced that left fans concerned about Shaun, it clearly touched Bradley in a way that couldn't be hidden. Bradley didn't rush to social media. He didn't dramatize or exaggerate. Instead, he paused, something that says a lot about the man he is. When he finally addressed the situation, his tone wasn't loud or attention-seeking. It was calm, sincere, and filled with affection. The kind of affection that doesn't need grand speeches to be understood. He spoke about Shaun not as a television personality, but as a person, a friend, a man whose presence has shaped the rhythm of the show and the lives of those who work beside him. Bradley reminded everyone that behind every confident on-screen moment, there is a human being who carries emotions, pressures, and quiet battles that aren't always visible. There was a softness in Bradley's words that surprised many. He spoke of shared laughter during breaks, inside jokes that never made it to air, and moments when Shaun's sharp mind was matched by an even sharper sense of humor. Bradley joked lightly about how Shaun could correct someone with a single look, making everyone laugh seconds later. That gentle humor helped ease the heaviness, proving that even in emotional times, laughter still has a place. Fans quickly noticed how carefully Bradley chose his words. There was no panic, no sensationalism, just reassurance mixed with honesty. He made it clear that Shaun is deeply valued, deeply respected, and deeply supported by those around him. That message alone brought comfort to countless viewers who admire Shaun not just for his intelligence, but for his calm presence and quiet strength. What made the moment especially touching was how Bradley spoke about gratitude. Gratitude for shared years, shared success, and shared memories. He reflected on how rare it is in television to find partnerships that last, friendships that survive pressure, and respect that never fades. In his voice, you could hear appreciation, not just for the past, but for the present and the hope of many moments still to come. There was even a hint of romance, not the kind that's whispered about in tabloids, but the kind rooted in loyalty and admiration, the romance of friendship. The beauty of standing by someone not because you have to, but because you want to. Bradley's words painted a picture of a bond built on trust, laughter, and mutual respect, reminding viewers that real connections still exist in an industry often seen as fast-moving and distant. And then came the humor, soft, comforting, and perfectly timed. Bradley joked about how Shaun would probably roll his eyes at all the concern, insisting everything was fine, while secretly appreciating the love. It was a moment that made listeners smile through their emotions, proving once again why Bradley's voice feels so familiar and reassuring. The audience response was immediate. Messages of support flooded in, not driven by fear, but by affection. Fans shared memories of Shaun's iconic moments, his calm confidence, and the way his presence has become part of their daily routines. For many, watching the show isn't just entertainment, it's comfort. And hearing Bradley speak so openly reminded them why they fell in love with the show in the first place. Bradley also touched on resilience. He spoke about how life doesn't always move in straight lines, and how even the strongest people have moments that test them. His message wasn't about sadness, it was about strength, patience, and standing together. That message resonated deeply, especially with viewers who see parts of their own lives reflected in these familiar faces. As his words came to an end, there was no dramatic conclusion, no shocking reveal. Instead, there was warmth, hope, a quiet reminder that caring for one another matters, whether you're under studio lights or sitting at home watching from your sofa. This moment showed a different side of Bradley Walsh, less host, more human, less performer, more friend. And in doing so, it reminded everyone that sometimes the most powerful statements aren't loud or dramatic. Sometimes they're gentle, sincere, and spoken from the heart. If this story moved you, if you've ever felt connected to the people you watch on screen, or if you believe that friendship still matters in a fast-paced world, take a moment to reflect on that feeling. Stay connected, stay kind, and keep appreciating the moments that bring laughter, comfort, and warmth into your life. Because at the end of the day, it's not just about the questions answered or the points scored. It's about the people who make the journey meaningful.